What's going on, everybody? Today I'm going to show you how to find your own unique style as a photographer. The best way to stand out from the crowd is to be unique, original, authentic, and different from everyone else. So how do you do that? Today I'm going to show you how. Alright, so how do we find our unique style? So the first thing you're going to do is gather a lot of pictures, about 100 or so pictures. You can use a computer or you can use a magazine. So you can tear them pictures out of a magazine. You can go on different websites to find pictures. One website I like is oneisland.com. You can type in different categories that you like and you'll find all these pictures that come up. Alright, so what I did is I went online and I visited a lot of different photographers that I like, and I just made a folder with all their work in it. So this is all a work of all the photographers' work that I like, stuff that will really push me to the next level. And it's not necessarily, exactly what I want to do, but it's just stuff that I'm drawn to. So don't think about it too much. Don't overanalyze it. Just pick some photos that really resonate with you, that you like for whatever reason. And I chose 162 photos, but should be around 100 or so, I would say would be a good amount. I went kind of overboard, but you don't need this amount, but still it's good to have plenty of photos to choose from. So now what you're gonna do is I'm gonna bring all these photos up in Lightroom, and then I'm gonna choose my favorite 20 to 30. So whatever software you want to use, you can just use the browser that you have. Just make sure you have all the photos open to look at. Alright, now that I have all these images open, what I'm going to do is I'm going to look through them and I'm going to pick my favorite 20 to 30 images. So you should do the same thing. Just find your favorite 20 to 30 images, right? And if you really like it, you can just check it. So here are some images that I like, and I'm just going to go through it, and if I really like it, I'm just going to tag it. So really like that one, so I'm going to tag it. Alright? And then just keep going through it. Okay? Alright, so what I've done is I've taken those 100 plus photos and I've narrowed them down to my favorite 20 to 30 photos, which I have right here. And as you can see, they're in no particular order. There are some obvious similarities, but what you want to do is you want to look over each one of them, become familiar with each photo, and then you want to start writing things down that come to mind when you see each photo. Okay? You should write down not only what you see, but what you feel, because your emotion is really important. Alright, so in order to help you out with this, what I've done is I've made a chart, and I think you should make the same type of thing. So we're going to go to that chart. So this chart, or this list of descriptors, has 7 categories. Now you can make your own categories. I made these categories because I think they're the ones that are helpful for me and what I really think about when I shoot. But you can add to it, you can take some away, but this is a good way to start. So what I've done is I've done subject, light, mood and feel, colors, composition and space, depth, and location. Alright, so as I look at these photos, I'm going to be looking for some commonalities, some things that I see occurring in many different photos that I chose. So out of those 20 to 30 photos, which things do I see coming up over and over? Well, for example, I see girls and guys in their 20s and 30s. I see both very masculine, strong, yet I see very feminine as well. As you can see, we can look at these photos. Let me just make them a little bigger. So you can see that women, even though they're athletes or fitness models, they're very feminine, they're very good looking, and the guys are very masculine. Okay, now I'm not saying they're like a macho man, but at the same time they're very masculine in who they are and their approach. Very stylized, very refined. Alright, so now let's go back to our descriptors list. So then I might say, they're all good looking, a lot of good looking people. They have strength both on the outside and inside. They're athletes. where the focus is on the subject, so they're the main focus of the photo. They're the prominent person in the photo. They have props such as, you know, the balls that they use or the instrument. I'm trying to tell a story in my photos. There's something deeper within the photo that's being told. I try to make it authentic to who the person is. They all seem to be skilled. So the lighting is really important. That's why I put subject first. So subject is your most important, who you're shooting. But then I think equally as important, these two. Actually, these three are probably the most important thing: the subject, the light, and the mood. Because if you get those three right, you're really going to have a good photo. Then, you know, these are just technical things like composition, colors. You can learn that, as well as depth and location. You can learn all these four, but these three are really, you can learn them, but they have to be authentic to who you are. So these are the three most important in my mind: the subject, light, and the mood or feel. So I like it soft. It looks diffused light. You know, it's very controlled, indirect, and cinematic. The indoor shots are cinematic. The outdoor shots are backlit. You see a lot of textures in the shot, or they're added in Photoshop later. And on location, it's shot during sunrise and sunset, and you see a lot of off-camera flash. So the mood, as you see, there's no smiling, there's inner confidence. Let's go back. See, there's no smiling in any of these shots. This guy is emotional, but he's the only one really. It seems to be like some mystique. They all seem to be confidence, but it's like an inner confidence. So let's go back to our descriptor list. They seem to be, you know, it's a calm, quiet feel. There's yearning for something greater. It's like a dream, a defining moment. They're trying to like find courage. They obviously seem very dedicated to their craft, to what they do. All right, so these are the people I'm attracted to. Coincidentally, these descriptors kind of also fit my personality too. So you'll find that often the photos you choose are the ones that tell a lot about your personality. Not necessarily, but I feel it says something about you. Maybe subconscious, it may be something conscious, but it does tell something about you. So next are the colors. So red, yellow, and green, as well as some black and white. I can see some overlays, some gels in there. It's a cinematic and, you know, slightly muted feel. I see some fog in there. So you might recognize certain colors coming up. Let's go back. As you can see, these yellows right here. Even this is yellow, even yellow right here. You know, very muted, slightly muted there. Black and white there. But then you see this yellow, red, yellow and red. Again, maybe a little green, yellow and red, yellow and red. Red over here, some yellow, mainly red, red, red. So I'm drawn to the color red. Even in this black and white, it has some reddish tone to it. And then some green right there, and then some green right here. Yellow again, some yellowish tones there. Yellow again, that's the colors that I'm drawn to, and then this black and white. And then obviously we see the fog right here. There's some fog and some backlit stuff here going on. All right, so now let's go back to our descriptors. Now the composition, most of mine are environmental portrait, both the classic and then like a half body. I don't usually take full body shots, but if it's the right background, right pose, I will. I like to shoot at eye level, and I like to keep it stylized. So as you can see, it's mostly at eye level. It's mostly like half body. There's the full body right there because we needed the whole pose. But other than that, it's mostly like half body, as you can see. Even the elephant, you can't see his whole body. So that's my style, right? You might be different. Maybe you're more zoomed in. Maybe you're just the head. Maybe you're zoomed in, and maybe you just like shooting like that as opposed to the full body. Let's go back to the descriptor list. So that's your composition in your space. You can work that out. Very simple backgrounds that I have. Are your backgrounds busy? Is a lot going on, or is it not? Okay. Now my depth. My depth is the subject is isolated, not extremely shallow, not wide. And mainly, I don't have a lot of people that I chose in the pictures. It's just mainly just the subject. So I prefer to take pictures of one person at a time. You may like 2 people, 3 people, group shots. That may fit your aesthetic better. For whatever reason, I'm drawn to just one person. I really like to concentrate on that one person and what's going on with that one person. All right, and then the last one, location. I like to have it in an authentic place on location, or I use a studio backdrop. So as you can see, the background are all very simple. Even this one, it's just a dramatic shot, so the background fits perfectly perfectly with that elephant there. Alright, so it has to be authentic. With the other ones, I think it's authentic to what they're wearing and their style, right? That backdrop fit them. So the color, it has to fit the color tones and it has to fit their style. Notice the background matches the color tone of the person as well. Not many contrasting. This is contrasting, but it's very unusual, very different. And that's mainly for my Halloween stuff, which might be a little different. Otherwise, it's a more stylized, simple background. Alright guys, so get your group of photos, get something like this, and write those descriptors out. Take your time, take an hour or two if you have to, and really think about it, get into them. Another thing you could do is, if you write out those descriptors, you could write them all out, and you can make even a bigger list than I have right here, and then you could just highlight the ones that really stick out to you that you see are very common. Alright, and once you get those highlighted things, you'll be able to have a more accurate list. So once you get the highlighted descriptors, the ones that are coming up repeatedly, you'll have a more limited and more narrow focus list. Last thing I'd like to say is, when you're done, only keep the list of descriptors. So you're gonna get rid of this. So the images are nice, it's nice to have these images, but these are other people's work. You want to create your own work. So what you're going to do is you're going to look at that for inspiration, then you're going to get rid of it. The only thing you're going to keep is this list of descriptors right here. So you're going to print this out and you're going to keep it, and you're going to use it and carry it with you for each shoot that you do. Then you'll have your own unique style and feel better about having a more specific vision. Limiting yourself to the list will alleviate a lot of stress and help you grow as a photographer. Being able to shoot everything will kind of stress you out, because then it just never ends and you won't differentiate yourself from other photographers. Like I said right here, it will help you stick out from every other photographer. So this list, what you do and only you do, what you like, will be unique to you. So if you take this list and you take photos for 3, 4, 5 months, and you do it at least once a week, you do a new shoot, you're going to develop a really unique portfolio, and a portfolio that will really stick out from other photographers. So as you can see, this is my portfolio right here. This is on my old website, actually. I'm in the process of putting up my new website, but as you can see, my style, it's organized by all these things: location, subject, color palette, mood, feeling, depth. All you can see it's organized and it flows very cohesively. Alright, so once you do this over an extended period of time, you'll develop a portfolio like this, and then this will help you develop your own unique style. Alright guys, I hope you found that helpful. Don't forget to keep that list of descriptors with you on your next shoot and every shoot after that, because it will really help you find your unique style. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel so you can get more videos like this, and if you haven't done so, download my free ebook with all my favorite gear. That'll help you find the best gear for you, and I give examples, descriptions, all that is right here, and you can find more of my work right over here. Alright guys, have a good day, and I'll see you in the next video.